this might save you from smoke inhalation. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I just bought this. I was actually inspired by a video I was watching of a flight attendant who stays in hotels, and she says she always carries one of these because in case the hotel catches on fire, she can rush down the stairs and not necessarily die from smoke inhalation. I never really thought about that, but certainly something you could take on vacation or trips with you. But what I was thinking about is something like this could be really useful if you work in a high-rise, an office building, something like that, where even a small fire, if that smoke drifts up and you're on the top floor, you know, you need to kind of walk through smoke. But this is actually pretty interesting. It was one of the cheapest ones I could find. They actually get pretty expensive. But one of the things that I like about this is that it has tear points all over. So if you are really in an emergency situation, you are just fumbling around with this, you're going to find a way to tear it open. It's just that easy. And in fact, I didn't even get it torn open all the way there, but you could go for another end, and now I've got this thing open. I will tell you it's a little moist. And as I was looking at the constituents here, trying to figure out how this works, one of the things is distilled water. And actually, a wet cloth over your face can actually help prevent some of that smoke. Now, look at this thing. It's actually pretty simple. It's kind of like a sleeve right there, and as you can see, I think it's soaked with distilled water. It actually has some oils in it. Let me read you what it has, and I don't know that I'm going to understand what this is, but it has trehalose, hyaluronic acid, xylitol, sorbitol, tea tree oil, propolis, and distilled water, etc. All right, so the way I think this works, as opposed to some of them that are actually like plastic bags that go over your face and then have a breather on there, I think you just will use this as the piece that goes around the back of your head to hold it on, but this piece will go over your nose and mouth. So I'm kind of curious about how easy this is to put on. It actually smells like some sort of nice oil. Oh, it's really tight, but this stuff seems really strong. Alright, so it goes on like that, and then I can put my glasses back on, and I look like a stormtrooper. Now I will say, I seem to have this opening here, but I think if you kind of pull this down, like that, it's kind of pulling it against my face, and I think you really just want it covering your nose and your mouth, and I've got it completely pressed down, so I have no openings around. And it's obviously a little hard to breathe through it, but I can. I can actually breathe through it a little better than I thought. So, again, this is not a long-term solution by any means, but it's more about getting yourself through some thick smoke, which might knock you out, which might make you sick, which could kill you. And other than lighting a fire and put my face over it, I'm not sure how I would test it. But I will tell you what, just having something like this gives me a little peace of mind. It does store for 3 years. And I think something like this, which you will hopefully never need, you'll be happy if you have it. So I would say this isn't for long-term, prolonged exposure to anything. But I think in an emergency, evacuating a building, a house, an office place, a warehouse, those types of things, could be pretty useful. Hey, if you want to pick it up, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper.